We have done a lot of things and travelled far and wide, but this is mental.
We are Mark and Asa, and we have made it our mission to find Sri Lanka's best hidden gem.
Considering we are currently hiking just to get to our accommodation, this is gonna be quite the adventure.
In this video, we are going to be discovering the true, unspoiled, authentic beauty of the wilderness at Ahaspokuna, a remote and luxurious haven nestled in the heart of nature. We will be embarking on bushwalks through lush forests and, of course, seeking encounters with wildlife, including the majestic elephants that call this place home.
So, where exactly are we? Well, this morning we woke up in the town of Udawalawe.
We ordered a car on Pick Me and now we are on the way. We are usually taking buses in Sri Lanka, but it was kind of out of the way and there are no real buses on the road we're going to. And actually we're not going to any specific location, we're just going to coordinate where our guide will meet us and we will hike to our property.
What we can gather is that we get off at the side of the road and there will be a man there that'll show us to our accommodation 2 kilometers into the jungle.
The ride cost us just over €20, which we thought was very good considering the remote location we had to get to. In our journey, the elevation rose as we navigated our way through the winding mountain roads.
After bravely telling our driver that we had to get out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the road, we just put our trust in the fact that there would be someone there to take us the rest of the way to our accommodation.
Gladly, we were soon greeted by Eshan, and before we began our 1.5 kilometer hike to reach our destination, we had to get used to an interesting new item of clothing. These are leech socks.
Leech socks do exactly what it says on the tin. They protect you from leeches getting onto your skin.
When we had our new socks tightly fastened, off we went on our hike.
Usually when you arrive at your accommodation, your adventure is just starting, but as you can see by the shape of us, we're sweating and we feel like we've already done a hike. Class though, no cars, no city, noise, just noises of birds and peacocks. Peacocks and birds.
We were quickly briefed on the do's and don'ts, which we'll talk about a bit later, and it was time to have a look at our accommodation.
The accommodation is absolutely outrageous. I genuinely think I've never stayed in a place like this. It's the best place I've ever stayed. Anyway, we'll show you the accommodation later. It's time to go for some lunch, and by the reviews, that's unreal as well, but we're just in awe, like we can't believe what we just walked into. Mental. First course of a 3-course lunch, and it is pumpkin soup.
As a main course we have curry, dal curry, beetroot curry, some vegetable curry, green leaves curry, pork curry, and rice. Actually, if you don't eat pork or you have any allergies, they do ask you in advance and change the dishes accordingly.
Room tour time. Disclaimer, our mic kind of messed up at this stage and we didn't notice it until we were editing just now. So if you see a few subtitles on the screen, that's why. Sorry. In this instance, it's actually not a room tour, it's more like a tour of our 3-story luxury treehouse. Even just saying those words feels a bit weird. But on the first floor, we have a nice hammock. This is our second floor where we have a nice seating area, and also over there is our star bed that we can chill out in during the day, or at night you can actually lie up there and look at the nice stars. Third floor, and this is where it really gets luxury. This is our living room, and here we have some board games with like Guess Who, Dominoes, Connect 4. We have our water, some nice decorations, and some lovely books of pictures of Sri Lankan animals. We'll show you that in a wee while. It's absolutely unreal. And then we come here into the bedroom. Nicely, the bedroom is just this tent with just the bed and a good thing to zip it up, so it's really good for keeping out all the creepy crawlies at night. Not much to show you in here, just the bed, but it's lovely, and it has a nice quilt, which is not something we've been used to. The temperature drops a wee bit here more at night, so last night actually as we went to dinner they came up here and made the bed and put some hot water bottles on our bed. So those kind of touches are just what's making this place stand out for us as being just a beautiful place to stay. Now follow us down the hall. This is kind of like our second lounge area. We have a nice place here to make tea and coffee, nice big beautiful mirror, some bean bags to chill out in. And this is kind of the bathroom area, lovely sink and just somewhere to put our stuff, sorry for being messy. And yeah, this is the bathroom. The decorations in here and the things that they've done to make it nice and authentic are just so cool. Look at this hanging towel rack, and the wee thing there, is it called a bidet? A bidet? We don't have them in Ireland, so that's new to me. Four hours in the evening from 6 until 10. It actually works out quite well. You would think that's the end of it, but no. If we keep going down past the toilet here, we'll get to this gorgeous outdoor bath.
As the mornings were pretty hectic during our stay here, the afternoons became the part of the day where we would take a well-earned rest. Generally, it rained quite a lot in the afternoons, and taking a nap to the sound of the rain hitting the tent just hit differently.
So obviously we can't go on the bushwalks because everywhere it just gets flooded really quickly. So instead they put on the electricity a little bit earlier, maybe like half an hour earlier in the evening. We have a nice cup of tea and chill out in the tent listening to the rain. Usually rain would be annoying, but here actually like chilling out in the treehouse is quite therapeutic or something.
The minute we got here, it was quite obvious how much effort went into small details here. For example, look at this cute box for tea. Ahaspokuna bushwalks camp, and oh my god, this cup, elephant cup, that's so gorgeous. If I find it, I'll buy it and take home. It's so good.
So as you can see, we have gotten quite cozy since the generator kicked in, and we're just sitting with a cup of tea playing Guess Who. Just to give you an idea of how remote and in the wilderness this is, we don't have any electricity access during the day, only from 6 o'clock in the evening until 10 o'clock at night, and then 1 hour of our choice in the morning to shower and get ready and stuff. They said under no circumstances go out after dark on your own, and that's because there are elephants roaming around, there are leopards hunting a lot of deer around here, and it's no joke. Like a lot of places you go and you're in your own place and you're safe enough, but here it really is in the middle of the wilderness with wild animals around, and yeah, risks.
Dinner, like lunch, was exceptional. At times when we were eating, we would forget that we were in the wilderness, as the food the chef whipped up every day was genuinely akin to something you'd be served at a fancy restaurant in the city.
Bedtime, as was becoming the norm for us on this trip, came early as we looked forward to getting our hiking boots on in the morning. Before heading off though, we made sure not to forget to stick on our new Leech socks.
By the way, about the leeches, again, there really is nothing to worry about. We just thought it would be something interesting to show you because we hadn't come across these little strange creatures on our travels before, so it was interesting for us to learn about, and hopefully it is for you too.
Now on to our first proper hike.
These hikes aren't sponsored by the FAA.
We pushed our way through some dense jungle and had to make our own path to reach our first lookout point across the valley. We were treated to the stunning views as far as the eye could see.
So we're up at the viewpoint this morning, and we just came across some leopard poo, and in the poo you can see what the boys are saying is the bones and fur from a rabbit that it ate. The circle of life.
So here is a nice view of the mountains, and sometimes you can see elephants walking along.
Although we managed to spot some elephant footprints, poo and other distinctive tracks they make as they walk through the jungle, unfortunately we didn't manage to catch a glimpse of any elephants themselves. You may see us using these hiking poles quite a lot in this video, but that isn't really to do with the difficulty of the hikes. The poles really just came in handy for moving the high standing grass and bushes out of the way to be able to walk through.
In terms of difficulty, we didn't find any of the hikes we did overly difficult, so if you're a beginner, then this is definitely a place you could build up your hiking experience. We made it back to the campsite by around 8:30 a.m. and as you can imagine, we were very excited for breakfast.
For breakfast today we served this kind of noodles, and we're supposed to eat it with curry. Today we have potato curry and coconut sambal. It has a little bit of chili, which is very delicious. Maybe it is unusual combination for a Western person, but still, when you're here, you just have to try it.
We used the rest of the morning and afternoon to indulge in some relaxation, which our treehouse just seemed built for.
Ahspokuna is described as being luxury accommodation in the wilderness, and to us, nothing screams luxury like being able to take a soapy hot bath in the middle of nowhere, listening to the sounds and sights of nature. The outdoor bathtub really was a treat, and it was probably our favorite feature of the treehouse.
Anyway, after spending that day eating and relaxing as the afternoon rain spilled over into the evening, we were in for a rather eventful night.
Have you ever been woken up at 2 a.m. to the rhythmic sound of stomping elephants outside your campsite? Well, we have.
Good morning.
Yes, we had quite an eventful night. All around us here in our treehouse tent kind of thing is an elephant fence, an electric elephant fence that is supposed to keep out elephants and other dangerous animals from us. But as you can see, it's been broken down.
We woke up to the sound of an elephant. That's what we thought, because it's very big. What else could it be here? Stomping, breaking branches, breaking grass, and just making very loud noises.
Yeah, and originally we thought, oh, it must just be on the outside of the elephant fence. But then we were really thinking, geez, that sounds like it's right outside our tent. And just to give you a bit of perspective, Sri Lankan people really fear elephants. Numerous people have explained to us how elephants are actually more dangerous to people here than leopards. Leopards seem to be quite shy animals. If a male elephant sees you as a threat, it will kill you. Like, male elephants can be really aggressive, hence the reason that there's a massive elephant fence around our tent. So we were excited, we were glad that there was an elephant outside, but also
Scared.
what we seen this morning, that it actually broke in and was right outside our tent. Kinda,
Yeah.
it's a wee bit scary. I don't know. Can you be scared of elephants? I don't know. But yeah, that we were up for about an hour and we couldn't see anything. That was the thing. Like, it was pitch dark outside. We can just hear the stomps of this elephant, and we didn't know last night that it was actually in our campsite and not outside. Look at this. Sure, it just broke down the elephant fence. The next day we had to ask our guides how we really should have reacted and if we were in any danger. They assured us that the elephants wouldn't have had any interest in us anyway. They would have been just passing through the campsite, looking for a snack on a tree or getting some water from the lake.
That made us quite happy, and we knew we would be more prepared if the same experience presented itself the following night. And guess what? It did.
This time we managed to go out onto the balcony and get a glimpse of the rustling trees with our torches. But as you can imagine, it was pitch dark and pretty foggy. It was difficult to spot the elephants even though they were so close. If you have followed our journey so far, you will know that we love these kind of impromptu encounters with wildlife. Like, remember last year when we had that altercation with the alligators in Argentina? Yes, we love getting up close and personal with wildlife, and our adventure here at Ahspokuna has been right up our street. What a few days that was. We are sitting having our last cup of tea here before checking out, and just thinking back on the last few days.
If you would like this kind of experience, definitely come to Ahaspokuna. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as we're gonna explore Sri Lanka even more. And if you come here, we know you're gonna have something to remember, just like us.